You've had a tremendous run as financial advisors. Why now? Why have you taken the decision to step back now?
Well, sometime in the middle of last year, Jean had a conversation with a very long-standing client who was retiring early from the BBC. And the lady was a highly intelligent, very streetwise woman, but we found that she knew absolutely nothing about her money. She'd been so reliant on Jean for decades. And it took about 2 hours of explaining how she was going to manage quite a lot of money. And we started to come to terms with the fact that we wouldn't live forever, and an awful lot of people relied on us.
Sure.
And over the ensuing 2-3 months, we decided that it was quite irresponsible of us to just assume things would carry on. And that turned into us deciding that we needed to replace ourselves.
So what's the plan? You are offloading your clients? Who's going to take custody?
What we've done is we looked at actually selling, and we had various overtures from people, and we spoke to various people, and we decided that really wasn't for us.
Why not?
Because all of our clients are pretty much personal friends, and we just felt we wanted to make sure that they were comfortable with any decisions that we made for their future. So what we've done is we have 2 IFAs, one of whom I used to work with many years ago with Sun Life of Canada, and one of whom is the son of a person we've been introduced to. They both use Transact, they both do business in exactly the same way that we do. And what we're doing is client by client, we are speaking to the client, telling them what we intend to do, and so far everybody has said, if you recommend this, we're happy to go ahead. And then we introduce them to either Jeremy or Chris, who are the 2 IFAs, and then they get in touch and then they move over. I
have with me the very first copy of NMA, which features you on the cover. What a wonderful sight that is to see, February 2005. The new model was all about fee-based financial planning and the end of commission brought about by the Retail Distribution Review. Talk to me about what it was like setting up a fee-based businesses and what the difficulties were there.
Well, we've got to be really honest. We didn't set up a fee-based business. We found ourselves in a difficult situation with a very large client sacking a lot of people and what was called clawback of commission. And we started to realise some basic facts, that we were in fact running on what we call provider income. All of the income in our business was in the form of commission. And if things went wrong,
that was it.
That was it. And on this particular occasion, it went wrong in a big way. And we had to do an awful lot of hard selling to regain our economic position. But Jean and I, again, over a glass of wine, decided that we loved what we did and loved the people we did it with, but we needed a new way of creating income. And then it was just serendipity. This took place over 2 or 3 months, and I suddenly had a telephone call from another local IFA who'd been called by a fellow called Malcolm Murray, who'd just joined Transact. And we'd known Malcolm before when he was with a Birmingham broker, Sharp. And Malcolm had been part of introducing the very first, what's now called trail commission on personal equity plans. So Malcolm wanted to come and talk to my pal, and he came and talked to both of us about this new umbrella Transact. And again, this is just pure good luck. Standard Life, with whom we had a very good relationship, had started to develop a piece of software called the Portfolio Planner, which started to deal with money on an asset allocation basis. And we were talking to both companies at the same time, and I had one of these light bulb moments that people, we all have sometimes, and I thought, if we can get all of the money that we've now got in product, shove it through this asset allocation thing, and then manage it on Transact, we'll have a way of charging people because we're now looking after the money. Because if you sold somebody a product, you had nothing to do with it until it matured, and that might be 30 years. But suddenly we found a way. And after an awful lot of soul searching, we thought we'd give it a go.
What's been the hardest moment of the entire journey, do you think?
We actually got to a point where our staff were being paid staggered because we hadn't got the money. So, and we had to remortgage. So that change to Transact to fee paying was for about a couple of years, very hard. And our staff were amazing because they were once we got some money in, we could pay this person and that person. But after about 3 years, I think we caught up.
Very lucky in that we became quite evangelical, and it was a light at the end of the tunnel, not another train coming at us. And we believed enough when we had to take a mortgage out on the office to pay wages for a year. We remortgaged a house that we had, again to pay wages, because we really believed once we'd done the conversion of the first 10 million and could see that we were charging 0.5% then, but we could see that if that kept going, it was like a snowball.
Yeah.
So we decided to stay with it. And back to scary moments, I remember one chap, an existing client, brought £100,000 Pru bond that he wanted to churn. He wanted something else. And I told him, no, we didn't do that. And I sent him down the road to a business called Ludlow's, because I said, that's not what we do anymore. What we do is this. And he didn't want that. And I said, awful. And that was a very difficult moment.
Having made the decision, we stuck with it. But as Phil said, occasionally it was quite hard. But we did. We stuck. We believed in it, and we still do believe in it.
Yeah. You've made no bones about how your relationship with Transact over the years and your your sort of generous share plans have made you a lot of money, and you've had tremendous success there. Is that one of the reasons why you're able to retire now?
Completely. Yeah.
Well, we're able to retire in a rather grand style, yes.
No, it's no secret. We think they're lovely, and I think the way they operate their business for people like us has made a huge difference, a vast difference to the way, and for our clients too. Yeah, our clients love it as well.
One of the interesting things that's never discussed when people are talking about platforms and whether there's an economic difference between different ones and things like that. We've now got 17 years experience, and we've got little old ladies who log on a Sunday night looking at their we have the ability to see when our clients look at their portfolios. And we've got people who work all around the world who will be sat in a hotel in New York or in Melbourne who look at their and our clients' comfort zone with their financial arrangements has just been transformed beyond belief.
And that's what Ian Taylor means by Mrs. Meggins.
Yes. And it transcends all of the discussions about platforms and whether you should have one or two or three or any of these things. The fact is, the comfort that clients get from 24/7 access is just astonishing.
And when you look back over, the duration of your time as a new model advisor, without creating too much hype around the famed fund manager, is there a fund manager, a particular company, other than Transact that you think?
One thing we've never done, Phil our roles are split in the company, which is good. Phil is the investment guru. But one thing we've never done is follow investment managers, ever. Because we feel that within any big company, be it Fidelity, Investing, whomever, there is a team of people that are making investment decisions. It's not just one person. So you've never done that, have you?
No, I met Neil Woodford several times at Invesco, and I thought he was a great guy. But I could never believe that this big business down at Maidenhead let him, and him alone, be responsible for the success that he was the figurehead for it. And similarly, we met Anthony Bolton a couple of times. And similarly, I just couldn't believe that behind him there wasn't a team. So I decided for our business that we wouldn't go down that route. It seems extraordinary, but that's probably an easy opinion to have now that he's on his knees.
Yeah,
sure. One of the things that we as a couple will be doing is following James Anderson at Baillie Gifford. He put a piece out last year about what's investing, and it's not really going down to Betfred. It's finding something that you believe in, putting your economic faith in, and letting it happen. And I bought into that mentally, and we've put quite a bit of money with his and Baillie Gifford's thing on that basis that we're not going to look at it every day. I think he's got the right idea, which sadly was part of Woodford's philosophy with his text. So we are going to try and move away from quarterly enthusiasm for performance and try and understand better what the people who've got our money are trying to achieve.
Is it going to be quite difficult for you, Phil, to retire? Do you think, are you going to have one eye on, The FT?
Oh,
the,
yeah, no, more than one eye.
Yeah.
It's difficult for both of us because we've been around a long time, and I mean, yesterday we had lunch with a famous movie star in, what was it? What was it? The Wolsey on Piccadilly. Yeah. The day before I had lunch with the chairman of the Press Association. We've got people that we've known for decades. And saying bye-bye, it's not like sort of walking out of the office and saying, I've finished now. We're deconstructing our lives. Well, one of the fortunate things is that we are comfortably off. So I personally have got, I'll have a foot still in the business because we're looking after our own money. So I'm quite looking forward to that.
I can't let you go without giving you a card.
Oh my goodness.
And a small gift from everyone here at NMA and Citywire.
Thank you.
Lovely.
To
Thank
say
you very much
congratulations
indeed.
on your time in the industry.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sycophantic as though it may seem, we've had a tremendous ride with you guys and
Yes.
thoroughly enjoyed it all the way. So thank you.
Well, really pleased to hear it. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Cheers. Thank
Lovely.
you very much.